Mahamati's questions. Mahamati had previously visited other Buddhalands together with the other wise bodhisattvas. Now, by means of the Buddha's power, he rose from his seat, uncovered his right shoulder, and touched his right knee to the ground. Pressing his hands together and bowing in reverence, he praised the Buddha in verse. Like a flower in the sky, the world neither ceases nor arises. In the light of your wisdom and compassion, it neither is nor isn't. Transcending mind and consciousness, all things are like illusions. In the light of your wisdom and compassion, they neither are nor aren't. The world is but a dream, neither permanent nor transient. In the light of your wisdom and compassion, it neither is nor isn't. There is no self in beings or things, no barriers of passion or knowledge. In the light of your wisdom and compassion, they neither are nor aren't. The Buddha doesn't dwell in nirvana, nor does nirvana dwell in him. Free from knowing and the known, he neither is nor isn't. Who thus beholds Shakyamuni, serene and not arising, dwells without attachments, this life and the next. After he had finished his verses in praise of the Buddha, Mahamati introduced himself. My name is Mahamati. To plumb the depths of the Mahayana, I come before the Peerless One with questions. On hearing this request, the knower of all worlds gazed upon the assembly and told this son of Buddhas, "Ask your questions, son of victors. Ask and I will explain." The realm of personal realization. Acknowledging the Bhagavan's approval, Mahamati Bodhisattva touched his head to the Buddha's feet, put his palms together in reverence, and asked in verse. How is thinking purified? Where does it come from? How should we regard delusion? Where does it come from? Why are there lands and apparitions, attributes and other paths, stages of practice and freedom from projection? And what does, son of Victor, mean? Where does liberation lead? Who is bound and who is freed? What are the realms of meditation? Why are there three paths? How does causation work? What is a cause or an effect? Why say they are different? And where do they come from? What are the formless meditations? What is cessation of perception? After all perceptions cease, how does awareness arise from trance? How do effects come about? How do we control our body? How do we see what we see? Where do stages come from? Who breaks through all three realms? In what place and body? Where are they then born? And why are there bodhisattvas? How are higher powers gained? Masteries and samadhis. Tell us, victor of victors. What is the mind in samadhi like? What is repository consciousness? The will and conceptual consciousness. How do they arise and cease? What makes sensation stop? What constitutes a lineage? No lineage or nothing but mind. How are attributes acquired? What does no self mean? How could there be no beings? Why teach conventional truths? How do we put an end to views of eternity or annihilation? Why do the Buddha and other teachers not look different from each other? Why in future ages will there be different sects? What is the cause of emptiness? What does momentary mean? Where does a womb come from? Why does the world not shake? How is the world like a dream or illusion? A city of Gandharvas, a seasonal mirage, moonlight on the water? Why speak of aids to enlightenment, or elements of awareness? What causes chaos in a kingdom? Why does belief in existence exist? Why does the world not arise or cease? How is it like a flower in the sky? How do we know about the world? If you say it transcends language. What is freedom from projection like? How is it like the sky? How many kinds of suchness are there? Consciousness or parameters? How do we progress through stages? Who gets free from projection? What are the two kinds of no-self? How do we purify knowledge? How many kinds of knowledge are there? Moral codes or beings? Who created precious things? Such things as gems and pearls? Who invented languages? The different kinds of beings? Who was it who revealed fields of knowledge and technique? How many forms of poetry are there? What about prose and meter? How many kinds of logic are there? What constitutes an explanation? Where do food and drink come from? What gives rise to sexual desire? What constitutes a king? A minor regent or Chakravartin? How do they protect their realms? How many kinds of deities are there? What is meant by earth, the sun and moon and stars? How many kinds of liberation are there? How many kinds of practitioners? How many kinds of disciples? What constitutes a master? How many kinds of Buddhas are there? How many lives do they live? How many kinds of demons exist? How many heterodox teachings? How many modes of reality are there? How many kinds of mind? Please tell me, best of speakers. What does mere designation mean? Why are there wind and clouds in the sky? Why do memory and insight exist? Why are there trees and forests? Why are there grasses and vines? Why are elephants, horses, and deer trapped and caught by men? Oh, charioteer of the mind. Why are some people despised? Why do we observe 6 seasons? Why are there icy Chanticus? How do males and females and androgynes come to be? Why do some adepts regress? Why do some advance? How do meditation masters teach? What kind of people do they train? What are the marks and attributes of beings born in different realms? What constitutes material wealth? How is it acquired? How did the Shakyas come to be? The lineage of the Ikshvakus. Who was the ascetic sage? What was it that he taught? How does the Tathagata appear? In every time and place. Surrounded by sons of victors. Of different names and likenesses. Why shouldn't we eat meat? Why is meat prescribed? Why are there carnivorous beings? Why do they eat meat? Why are lands and kingdoms shaped like the sun or moon? Sumeru or a lotus flower? A swastika or lion? Why are lands and kingdoms shaped like Indra's net, overturned above us, composed of countless jewels? Why are lands and kingdoms shaped like a drum or lute, or like some kind of flower, or bereft of the sun and moon? What is an apparition Buddha? A Buddha of fruition. What is a Buddha of suchness? A Buddha of true knowledge? Why in the realm of desire is enlightenment not attained? Why is it found beyond desire, in the highest heaven of form? After the Sugata enters nirvana, who will uphold the Dharma? How long will the teacher teach? How long will his teaching last? How many kinds of attainment are there? How many doctrinal views? What is the cause and purpose of a code of ethics or monks? Why do sons of victors, Pratyeka Buddhas and Shravakas, experience 100 transformations, 100 projectionless realms? Which powers are mundane? Which ones are transcendent? Could you please explain? What are the 7 stages? How many kinds of Sangha are there? What brings about dissension? What are the texts on medicine? What led to their creation? Why does Mahamati speak such words as these? I am Kashyapa Buddha, Krakachanda and Kanakamuni. Why do you speak of a self and no self? Of eternity and annihilation? Why not teach the truth? Everything is made of mind. Why are there male and female trees? Karataki and Amali groves. Mount Kailash and the Iron Ring. Diamond Summit and the other peaks. And why are all these mountains adorned with countless jewels? Rishis and Gandharvas. Please tell us why this is. After hearing all these gathas on the teachings of the Mahayana, on the heart of every Buddha, the knower of worlds then answered. Well and ably asked. Now listen, Mahamati. The questions you have raised, I will answer one by one. As for birth and no birth, nirvana, emptiness, and moments, rebirth and no self-existence, Buddhas and paramitas, Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, the formless practices of other schools, Sumeru and seas and mountains, continents and other lands, the sun and moon and constellations, asuras and gods of other paths, liberations, masteries, and powers, meditations and samadhis, extinction and psychic travel, aids and elements of enlightenment, meditations and boundless states, transmigration and the skandhas, cessation of perception in meditation, thinking and talking during samadhi, conceptual consciousness, will, and mind, the five dharmas and no self, modes of reality, projecting, and projection, the duality of seeing and seen, spiritual paths and lineages, gold and silver and gems, material elements and ic chantikas, chaos and a single Buddha, knowing, the known, and instruction, the existence or not of beings. And as for why such animals, as elephants and horses are caught, how reason and illustration work, or how they give rise to proofs, and as for cause and effect, penetrating a forest of doubt, nothing but mind and no visible world, and no sequence of stages, and as for transformations and the end of projections, medical treatments and crafts, sciences and arts, and why you ask about these, and as for how to measure lands and mountains and Sumeru, oceans and the sun and moon, and why you ask about these, and as for the number of dust motes in beings of different sizes, the dust motes in a realm, or how many in a bow length, and as for forearms or feet in a crochet, in a yojana or half a yojana, the rabbit hairs in a dust mote or louse egg, the sheep hairs in a barley grain, and as for barley grains in a quart, in a pint or in a peck, in a bushel or 10 or 100,000, in a million or a billion, and as for dust motes in a mustard seed, or mustard seeds in a grass grain, or grass grains in a pea, or how many peas in a gram, and as for how many grams in an ounce, or ounces in a pound, or counting on like this, how many of these in Sumeru? As for what you rightly ask, and why should you ask otherwise? But why not ask instead the number of dust motes in a Shravaka, the number in a Pratyeka Buddha, in a Bodhisattva or Tathagata, the dust motes in the tip of a flame, or in a gust of wind, the number in an organ of sense, a skin pore or an eyelash. But as for men of wealth and power, kings and Chakravartins, and how they protect their realms, and how they obtain liberation, and as for poetry and prose, or why beings want different things, like different foods and drinks, or why there are male and female trees, And as for the diamond-hard mountain, about which you ask, why it resembles a dream or illusion, or a seasonal mirage, and as for why there are clouds, or why there are 6 seasons, or why there are different flavors, or men and women and androgynes, and as for the wearing of jewelry, and why, son of Buddhas, you ask about this, or why rishis and Gandharvas adorn these sacred peaks, and as for where liberation leads, or who is bound and who is freed, or the realms of meditation, apparitions and other paths, and as for if causation exists, or if causation doesn't, or how perceptions vanish, or how thoughts are purified, and as for how to transform your thoughts, or how to transform your actions, how to put an end to projections, or how to rise from samadhi, and as for who breaks through the 3 realms, and in what place or body, or if beings have no self, why accept the conventional view, and as for asking about my marks, or if I have no self, or if my other bodies are the product of a womb, and as for views of annihilation or eternity, or how to settle the mind, or language and knowledge, lineages, precepts, and bodhisattvas, and as for logic and explanation, masters and disciples, the different kinds of beings, and why you ask about these, and what they eat and drink, and demons, insight, and designation, and as for trees and vines, regarding which, son of victors, you ask, and why there are different lands, or who Durgatapas was, and as for my clan and family, or who my teachers were, and why some people are despised, or why some people meditate, and why there is no enlightenment in the realm of desire, and as for why it happens in a Kanishta heaven, or which powers are mundane, or what constitutes a monk, and as for apparition Buddhas, or Buddhas of fruition, or Buddhas of true suchness, or Buddhas of impartial knowledge, or the nature of the Sangha, concerning which, son of victors, you ask, and as for lands shaped like a drum, a lute, or a flower, and why some lands are bereft of light, and what the mind is like during the 7 stages, all such things and more you ask, proper for a son of Buddhas, in accord with relevant forms, and free from erroneous views. Today I will reveal truths that transcend words, while I list them one by one. Listen well, you bodhisattvas, to these statements. As spoken by Buddhas of the past, a statement about birth is about no birth. A statement about permanence is about no permanence. A statement about characteristics is about no characteristics. A statement about duration and differentiation is about no duration or differentiation. A statement about moments is about no moments. A statement about modes of reality is about no modes of reality. A statement about emptiness is about no emptiness. A statement about annihilation is about no annihilation. A statement about extremes is about no extremes. A statement about the middle is about no middle. A statement about eternity is about no eternity. A statement about conditions is about no conditions. A statement about cause is about no cause. A statement about passion is about no passion. A statement about desire is about no desire. A statement about expedience is about no expedience. A statement about skill is about no skill. A statement about purity is about no purity. A statement about reasoning is about no reasoning. A statement about illustration is about no illustration. A statement about disciples is about no disciples. A statement about masters is about no masters. A statement about lineage is about no lineage. A statement about the 3 paths is about no 3 paths. A statement about freedom from projections is about no freedom from projections. A statement about vows is about no vows. A statement about the 3 turnings is about no 3 turnings. A statement about appearances is about no appearances. A statement about existence is about no existence. A statement about inclusion is about no inclusion. A statement about the personal realization of Buddha knowledge is a statement about no personal realization of Buddha knowledge. A statement about delight in whatever is present is about no delight in whatever is present. A statement about lands is about no lands. A statement about dust motes is about no dust motes. A statement about water is about no water. A statement about bow lengths is about no bow lengths. A statement about elements is about no elements. A statement about enumeration is about no enumeration. A statement about higher knowledge is about no higher knowledge. A statement about the sky is about no sky. A statement about clouds is about no clouds. A statement about crafts is about no crafts. A statement about wind is about no wind. A statement about earth is about no earth. A statement about reflection is about no reflection. A statement about designation is about no designation. A statement about self-existence is about no self-existence. A statement about skandhas is about no skandhas. A statement about beings is about no beings. A statement about intellect is about no intellect. A statement about nirvana is about no nirvana. A statement about knowledge is about no knowledge. A statement about other paths is about no other paths. A statement about confusion is about no confusion. A statement about illusions is about no illusions. A statement about dreams is about no dreams. A statement about mirages is about no mirages. A statement about images is about no images. A statement about wheels is about no wheels. A statement about Gandharvas is about no Gandharvas. A statement about Devas is about no Devas. A statement about food or drink is about no food or drink. A statement about sexual desire is about no sexual desire. A statement about views is about no views. A statement about parameters is about no parameters. A statement about precepts is about no precepts. A statement about suns and moons and constellations is about no suns or moons or constellations. A statement about truths is about no truths. A statement about effects is about no effects. A statement about arising from cessation is about no arising from cessation. A statement about medical treatment is about no medical treatment. A statement about attributes is about no attributes. A statement about AIDS is about no AIDS. A statement about arts is about no arts. A statement about meditation is about no meditation. A statement about delusion is about no delusion. A statement about visible objects is about no visible objects. A statement about protection is about no protection. A statement about genealogy is about no genealogy. A statement about rishis is about no rishis. A statement about kings is about no kings. A statement about grasping is about no grasping. A statement about jewels is about no jewels. A statement about assurances is about no assurances. A statement about IC Chanticus is about no IC Chanticus. A statement about men and women and androgens is about no men or women or androgens. A statement about taste is about no taste. A statement about effort is about no effort. A statement about bodies is about no bodies. A statement about thinking is about no thinking. A statement about movement is about no movement. A statement about sense organs is about no sense organs. A statement about conditioned things is about no conditioned things. A statement about unconditioned things is a statement about no unconditioned things. A statement about causation is about no causation. A statement about Akanishtha heaven is about no Akanishtha heaven. A statement about seasons is about no seasons. A statement about trees and vines is about no trees or vines. A statement about variety is about no variety. A statement about instruction is about no instruction. A statement about moral codes is about no moral codes. A statement about monks is about no monks. A statement about support is about no support. A statement about words is about no words. Mahamati, these answers were spoken by the Buddhas of the past. These are what you and the other bodhisattvas should study. I've Mahamati Bodhisattva again asked the Buddha, Bhagavan, in how many ways do the various forms of consciousness arise, persist, and cease? The Buddha told Mahamati, there are 2 ways in which the various forms of consciousness arise, persist, and cease, both of which are beyond the understanding of logicians. The 2 ways in which the forms of consciousness arise are as a continuity or as a characteristic. The 2 ways in which they persist are as a continuity or as a characteristic. And the 2 ways in which they cease are as a continuity or as a characteristic. And the different forms of consciousness, Mahamati, have 3 aspects. An unfolding aspect, a karmic aspect, and an intrinsic aspect. Mahamati, what we generally speak of as 8 forms of consciousness can be summarized under 3 headings. True consciousness, perceiving consciousness, and object projecting consciousness. Mahamati, our perceiving consciousness functions like a clear mirror in which shapes and images appear. Mahamati, although perceiving consciousness and object projecting consciousness are the cause of whether they are separate from each other or not. Perceiving consciousness, Mahamati, is the result of imperceptible habit energy and imperceptible transformations. While object projecting consciousness is the result of grasping different phenomena and the habit energy of beginningless projections. Mahamati, when all the false projections obscuring our true consciousness cease, all forms of sensory consciousness cease. This, Mahamati, is what is meant by the cessation of characteristics. Mahamati, as for the cessation of continuity, when the cause of continuity ceases, continuity itself ceases. It ceases when what it depends upon and what supports it cease. Mahamati, why is this so? This is because it is dependent. What it depends upon is the habit energy of beginningless projections. And what supports it are the projections of the objects of consciousness perceived by one's own mind. Mahamati, take for example a lump of clay and particles of dust. They are neither separate, nor are they not separate. The same is true of gold and ornaments. Mahamati, if the lump of clay and particles of dust were separate, the latter could not comprise the former. But they do. Hence, they are not separate. And yet if they were not separate, the lump of clay could not be distinguished from the particles of dust. Thus, Mahamati, if the intrinsic aspect of our repository consciousness and the unfolding aspect of consciousness were separate, the repository consciousness could not be its cause. But if they were not separate, the cessation of the unfolding aspect of consciousness would also mean the cessation of repository consciousness. And yet, its intrinsic aspect does not cease. Thus, Mahamati, what ceases is not the intrinsic aspect of consciousness, only its karmic aspect. For if the intrinsic aspect of consciousness ceased, repository consciousness would cease. And if repository consciousness ceased, Mahamati, that would be no different from the nihilistic views proposed by followers of other paths. Mahamati, the followers of other paths claim that when the grasping of an external world ceases, the continuity of consciousness also ceases. But if the continuity of consciousness ceased, that continuity which has no beginning would end. Mahamati, followers of still other paths say the arising of continuity is not caused by the conjunction of visual consciousness with form and light but is caused by something else. And that cause, Mahamati, they say is an ineffable force or primal being or supreme lord or minute particles or time.